And we're good. Yay. Things are thinging. The Twitch is twitching. The YouTube is YouTubing. Oh, hold on. Boop. Anyway, had to. You're staring at me muted. Yeah, my window is currently leaking because of the thunderstorm. So I had to sit here and tell Mom about it. Also, nice drawings. The very last one is my favorite. I've improved a lot. See, there you go, chat. I don't know why, again, like, OBS, like, always delays your chat for some reason. But, yeah, we're doing something silly today. No, rain and lightning. I need less of that. My window is leaking. Danger, water rising. I should have expected that given today's subject, but I wasn't. Yeah, Perfect Chaos needs to chill. Normally, my room is, like, fine during like, thunderstorms, but, like, it is... We got a fucking tornado warning, and the shit is, like, coming in sideways into my room, where my window, does not like that. Welcome to New York! Telling you, man, New York is built different. And show Meow the latest drawing. Yeah, sure. Round and round and round and round and round, round and round and round and round and round, round. Here, I can pull that aside. Because today, we're going to be doing something very silly. We're going to be reading the Sonic Bible. Which, in and of itself, is also a bit of a misnomer, but in the meantime, before we explain that and start reading, here is Rick Candy drawing. It's pretty good. And yes, the banner's nice too. Round and round and round and round and round, round and round and round. I draw Ash as a Giga Chad. Honestly, good suggestion. That one's my favorite, though. That one takes the priority. That one wins. And you know, before we even like start reading, I should probably explain what the fuck the Sonic Bible is. Cause that probably sounds like fucking French. What about the other one? He can go on your channel for that. Alright, I know how to reward hard work. Alright, you go there. You find it there. They did it. But yes, the Sonic Bible. What the fuck is that? Well, I have the Sonic Wiki page open, and I have the links, plural, to the documents. The Sonic Bible, reading straight from the Sonic Wiki, the Sonic Bible was an internal document created by Sega of America in 1991 during the production of the original Sonic the Hedgehog game. At the time of writing, Sega of America had little to no exposure to any of the original Japanese fiction relating to Sonic, and the Bible was an attempt to establish the definitive Sonic backstory in non-Japanese regions. Now, if you've never grown up in the early 90s, or earlier, or even like the 2000s, no, because it stopped about the 2000s, marketing departments were really silly back in the day, and did all kinds of things to try and get people to play their games, and learn the lore of the games, rather than just copying over the Japanese lore for some reason. They did all kinds of silliness. You might be thinking, it's Sonic the Hedgehog, how silly could it possibly get? Well, there's a... Strap in, we're gonna be here a while. As silly as it needs to get, yes. So we will close that page. I will scoop myself over. We will enjoy the musical stylings of Sonic the Hedgehog the entire time today as we read the Sonic Bible. Get ready. Here, you know what? Let me... Ah! Chat is going to squish me. I am small. You... Yeah! Look at all that text on screen, isn't it wonderful? Alrighty. So, this is the earliest available version, and then there's 2 drafts of a later version. And we're reading all of them. Get ready. Alright, Sonic the Hedgehog Bible. I find it so weird that they called it that to begin with, but here we are. 1. The Sonic story. Sunny Hedgehog. Okay, we just started. We literally just started, and we're already... We just got... Who the fuck is Sunny? Sunny Hedgehog was born on Earth in the early 21st century in the town of Hardy, Nebraska. Population 1,226. Excuse me for a moment. I now need to go look up Hardy, Nebraska and see if there's anything interesting about it. Oh, I'm sorry, Hardly, Nebraska. No, no, that was a typo. It is in fact Hardy, Nebraska. Oh god, we're going places. Hey, you know, I think Hardy, Nebraska has been on tough times since the 90s. It currently only has a population of 97. Good lord. Yeah, there is nothing about this place. What the fuck? Good lord, that is... Okay, that's cursed. Alright, thank you, Hardy, Nebraska. Oh, God. Ooh, yay. As always, thank you to JX Chip for allowing people to use their music. Anyway, he and his mother and 5 sisters live underneath a scraggly hedge beside a local burger joint and subsist on burger scraps, milkshakes, and the occasional slug or bug that crawls their way. I don't know why, the thought of Sonic the Hedgehog, like, we're used to him eating chili dog, but the thought of him just eating burgers bothers me for some reason. I'm not sure why. I can't... I don't know how to explain it. It messes with my brain. Also, burger scraps? That's a... that makes sense, but like, I don't know, something about that is weird to me. Oh, God. They are a poor but happy family. Unfortunately, Sunny's dad died when Sunny was just a few days old after falling into a gurgling, festering vat of toxic waste dumped to a nearby pond. What the fuck? Mama Hedgehog does her best to keep Dad's memory alive. However, regaling the kids with stories of his goodness, resourcefulness, and great agility. What the fuck? I just got here, lady! Holy shit, man! Oh, Lord. He was the fastest hedge runner this town has ever seen, she exclaimed, as her family enjoyed tea and mealworms in front of a roaring fire. I hope all of you will take after him, she said wistfully as she cast a loving eye upon Sunny. Sunny looked up at the framed photo of his father, which stood proudly on the mantle. They have a fireplace? I thought they were poor. The fuck? They have like a mantle? Like ye olden time, like fucking Ebenezer Scrooge? Like, yeah, like what the fuck? Fuck's affording a mantle? That's what I'm saying! Oh, Lord. The firelight cast a strange yet comforting shadows on the earthen walls and ceiling of the burrow. And all at once, the face in the picture seemed to snuffle and wink. Did you see that, Mom? Dad winked at me. He's counting on me to be somebody great. Shadow! Did you see, Mom? Did you see? Said Sunny, jumping up and down excitedly. Shh, honey. I'm sure wherever he is in hedge heaven, your father's looking down on us and us all and sends us his love. She gathered the dinner plates and smiled gently at her son. never had terribly good eyesight, she thought to herself, and yet there was something special about her son, something she couldn't quite put her paw on. I mean, yeah, he's a hedgehog. The hedgehogs don't have good eyesight. They go by smell. They go sniff. It is very funny and funny looking, and I love them. Hedgehogs are great. There was something special about Sunny. Many something specials, as a matter of fact. What the I don't... Oh, why'd you describe it like that? I don't like that. So hold on. Sunny! Okay. During the first summer of his life, Sunny grew handsome and clever, with thick, bushy brown quills, a headstrong personality, and a rambunctious sense of humor. His favorite trick was to frequent the local bowling alley and curl up in the ball return, awaiting the grasp of an unsuspecting bowler. Youch, the bowler would shriek. Must be that darned hedgehog again, the bowler would yell, and the whole team would crack up at the practical joke. Yo, he shouldn't be there. Those machines are dangerous. He will get squished by bowling balls. They are big and heavy. Don't do that. What the fuck? And sometimes, Sunny would change his tactic. He would curl up ever so tightly and stay perfectly still as the bowler tossed him down the alley. At the last moment, right before he hit the head pin, Sunny would uncurl and scamper away, routing the bowler's perfect score. Yeah, but he's rambunctious. Also, I'm pretty sure, how do you not notice that you're gripping a hedgehog? How big is Sunny? Let's start there. Hedgehogs are not big. They are like hand size. They are small. I mean, like, my hand. My hands are small and dainty and can fit in a bowl. They're not very big creatures. Yeah, this is a big hedgehog. This is the girl of my dream, Shadow. Like that, that's a fucking huge hedgehog. Jesus Christ. Maybe this hedgehog species is just really, like, gender dysmorphic, and the females are all really small, and then, like, the males are all just really big. They didn't mention any of the female sizes, but they mentioned that he had 5 sisters, so I'm assuming that they're all regular sized. Also, good lord, I would hate having to give birth to a bowling ball sized child. Oh boy. Although he loved playing practical jokes on people, Sunny also loved people. While making the rounds for juicy tidbits and gossip, he would drop in on the ladies of the local quilting circle and offer a convenient pin or needle from his ample portable supply. That's not how that works. That would be really annoying. I would have to make a tiny hole to go suture things. Gender dysphoria mentioned, you summoned me. Hi, Army. Oh, Lord. He spent the summer. Yeah, we were reading the Sonic Bible, which was a design document that Sega of America made before Sonic 1 came out in order to try and get Sonic lore without knowing anything about Sonic the Hedgehog. So it's literally just a bunch of marketing and writing bros in a room who don't know two fucks about Sonic the Hedgehog writing shit about Sonic the Hedgehog. If you want to know what you've missed so far, we're in Nebraska. He has 5 sisters. He eats burger scraps and mealworms, and his dad fell in fucking toxic waste in a lake. Is it as bad as the Doctor Who Bible? Good question. I've never watched or cared for Doctor Who. Also, is my window still crying? Hold on. No? Okay, good. But, Doctor Who Bible is pretty bad, but it's been a while. I feel like for a series like Doctor Who, I think you're allowed to be a bit more, like, extreme and silly because of it constantly changing. But even then, again, that's without actually knowing what's in it, because I've never watched or seen Doctor Who. Outside of, like, memes. Where were we? We were here. Yeah. He spent the summer frolicking in the town park with other children, donating quills so they could scribble designs in the sandbox. Don't do that. Don't give children sharp objects to just do what they please. What the fuck? They will poke their eyes out. They will poke other kids' eyes out. He's helpful. And rambunctious. He is very rambunctious. In time, he noticed that his playmates drew the same pattern over and over again while pointing at him. Sonny! In this fashion, over a few weeks, Sonny learned to read and write. He was some hedgehog. A broken straight sword run? What is that? Wait, what? What does that mean? Oh, in Dark Souls. Okay. See, that explains why I didn't know what you were talking about. Doing every weapon in the game, and now I got to the really bad one. Ah. Also, I swear, like, I gotta adjust my camera, like, every time, and adjust my sensitivity for stuff. Because now my eyes aren't doing eye things! The red rust from Symphony of the Night. Okay, that explained it perfectly. Really slow, really bad, and occasionally just stuns you for no reason. Got it. Red rust only playthrough would be excruciating. You know, hold on. I think I know. Let me do that. Let me do this. Impossible, actually. That sounds like a challenge. Mummy absorbs curse. Red rust is curse damage. Absorbing curse. That is a ability of all time. Well, at that point, it would then just become how much not red rust would you like to use aside from Mummy, I suppose. Like, you still got Fireball, you still got Soul Steal, you still got Foot Dive! There are options, at least. Not like it really matters. These are fucking self-imposed challenges anyway. People just make up the fucking rules as they go. Ooh, yes, hold on. See, that's much better. Okay, so let me do this. And then let me do this. And now that should be a lot better. There we go. Alrighty. Bum, 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 bum. Do 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 do. I do 6 damage. Oh lord. Also, I just gotta mention, I love that even in this old-ass, early-ass document, where they never seem to lick a Sonic the Hedgehog, they still, somehow, someway, made a way for him to just intuit things and learn them naturally upon experiencing it. This motherfucker learned to read and write from kids just writing his name. Somehow accidentally lore accurate. Goofy ass document. But more important than anything else he did, Sonny ran the hedges. It makes it sound like it's a gauntlet or something. Every night, while everyone else slept, Sonny sprinted from one end of the other to the other of the long hedge outside the burger joint. Sometimes he ran so fast that the world rushed by in a blur. He loved the feeling, pure exhilaration, a feeling like a dream, that he could fly up from the ground and do great things. Yeah, he's quite rambunctious. One day, his dream began to come true. After downing a particularly big, greasy late-night dinner, I don't like that description, the coach of Hardy's track team stepped out of the door of the burger joint and started walking towards his car. When he glanced towards the hedge, hold on. Anyway, this is almost as bad as Fleetway Origin. Good lord. After downing a particularly big, greasy late dinner, the coach of it's Hardy's, it's not Hardly, like, I don't know why. They fucking wrote it! Why did they spell the goddamn place wrong? It's Hardy, Nebraska! Anyway, Hardy's track team stepped out of the door of the burger joint and started walking towards his car. When he glanced towards the hedge, he could scarcely believe his eyes and wondered if he hadn't consumed one whopping beef glopper. Oh my lord. I thought I was American. I am not eating a whopping beef glopper. Thought you liked your food? Why are you so blasphemous? Listen, sometimes too much is too much, alright? Our government would lead you to believe that they don't believe in that, but I assure you that the people do. Oh my lord. A blue streak darted in and out of the long hedgerow, streaking from one end to the other. The coach drew out his stopwatch and tried to clock the object. Impossible, he muttered to himself. He's too fast to clock. This creature was the fastest runner he had ever seen. In no time at all, Sonny was on the team, competing in local and then regional track tournaments. I would be so fucking pissed. Imagine practicing your entire life for, like, fucking running track, and then some, out of nowhere, some fucking dude and his pet in Nebraska are allowed to compete. I would be so pissed. I would be fucking beyond upset, I swear. As the summer days lengthened, so did the line of trophies Sonny brought back home to line the burrow. They let him keep the trophy. I mean, that's not that much of a surprise, but that's kind of funny. I'm sorry, like, where are you fitting this? How big is this burrow? You put entire trophies in a burrow? I mean, they do have a mantle, so I suppose they could put it on the mantle. The whole town was proud of him. The coach began talking about Sonny as an Olympic hopeful. And then nature and his mother called. Sonny, I know you want to be a great runner, and you will be someday. But for someday? He's getting trophies. What do you mean someday? He already is. But first, you need to rest a bit. Don't you feel the chill in the air? It's nearly fall. Soon, it will be time to hibernate, Mom. Gee whiz, I don't have time to hibernate. Can't I keep practicing all winter? He pleaded. But Mom was adamant. Concerned that the practice all year round during his first year of life would permanently stunt Sonny's growth, she insisted. She prepared the burrow for long winter, lining Sonny's chamber with soft, dry leaves and pine needles. The coach in Olympic stardom would have to wait until spring. All over... This is so fucking weird. Fucking Disney movie-ass plotline. All over the town, the mercury shrank lower and lower, punching down in a thick finger of silver. That's a weird line. Farmers put up their corn and oats. Families canned summer produce, and the hedgehog family withdrew from the light of day, safely enclosed and sconed in the burrow. That is a name. How long is this? This first document is 13 pages. I think the second one is 12, and the last one is 42. We're gonna be here a while. I knew what I signed up for. Oh, Lord. Sonny read a comic book and listened to the rattle of brittle hedge branches whipped about by the wind. He felt fat and content from a meal of candied apples that the townspeople had generously invited him to take home from their Halloween party. He chuckled as he remembered carrying back an entire bushel on his back, neatly skewered on his quills. This hedgehog is fucking massive. This is not a hedgehog. You guys are why. I mean, they did mention toxic waste. I wouldn't be surprised if these guys were like all mutants already, like the fucking Ninja Turtles. You want to read a Fleetway Robotnik origin as a middle thing? Maybe. We're already going to be here a while. Good Lord. Then suddenly, he had an idea. There's really no reason why I have to stay here sleeping all winter. I can just tunnel over a few feet and pop up on the far edge of the hedge. Mom will never miss me, he thought, pleased at this stroke of cleverness. And so, he began to tunnel. He tunneled 5, then 10 minutes, all the while thinking of the great track contest he would win in the spring. As he counted his victories, his digging became more and more enthusiastic. But like, how do you hide that? Whatever, I'm not a burrowing mammal. As he grew more and more tired, just a short nap, he thought, and then I'll tunnel upwards. So he curled up for a brief snooze. 1 hour passed, and one day, succumbing to natural instinct, Sunny drifted deep into hibernation, beyond alpha, beyond beta, beyond even delta waves. He felt peaceful and secure. The quiet was wonderful. But like most peaceful times in the 21st century, it didn't last long. Oh no. The earth above him shook. The ground grew warm and then hot. Sunny awakened, drenched in sweat and shaking, but not from fear. Everything around him was shaking. He looked up at the ceiling of his small cave and saw the earth churning. Zow! Zow? Zow! Time to clear out of here, he thought, digging furiously to escape whatever it was that was plunging towards him. Quick, 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 he panted. I must survive. And then he felt something. A rusty pipe, just large enough to squeeze through. He scrambled through the pipe, his toes clattering on the metal. It's like 2 pages of a comic, pretty sure. Yeah, sure. Find the link, put it in. After what seemed innumerable twists and turns, that means seemed like, that's weird. He saw a proverbial light at the end of the tunnel. Relieved, he ran towards and tumbled head over heels out of the pipe and into an immense room. Well, 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 look who we have here. Erinaceus Europaeus. A trim, kindly mustachioed man bent over Sunny. Sunny had been called many things in life, but never something as strange as this. Are you alright? The man asked. Wait a minute, silly of me. Let me aim the lingua scramblerum and see what you've got to say. Bro's about to hit him with the fucking translatinator. I have so many questions. This is silly. Do do do. Do 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 do. Hold on. Do 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 do. Yeah, that's working a little better. God, always having to adjust stuff. Adjusting stuff. There we go. All right. Do 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 do. And then I should probably bump that up. Bam. All right. I swear cameras hate glasses. They don't know how to deal with my eyes. Alrighty. Sunny was too dazed to protest as the man wheeled over an odd-looking contraption that was somehow shaped like all the letters in the alphabet mashed up together. He pointed it at Sunny. My name's not Ace! It's Sunny. And what's happening out there underground? Sunny heard himself squeak in an accusing tone of voice. He had never spoken human before. Oh, that. So sorry I disturbed you. That's my Cogwinder retractable particulate corer. I'm using it to dig for emeralds. Found 6, looking for the 7th. Then my work will be done. The man explained, smiling and speaking very quickly. He seemed to have a lot on his mind and few words to waste. He had already returned to an enormous control panel at the far end of the room, where the red and green lights danced and ribbons of paper spewed from a printer. Sunny was too amazed to say anything more. It was obvious that this man was some sort of genius, or totally wacko, or perhaps both. Sunny trotted across the gleaming floor of the lab, marveling at the dazzling array of contraptions lined up along the walls, atop counters, and piled high on shelves. What are you doing with all this stuff? Who are you? Sunny demanded, stamping his foot with impatience. The magnificence of the lab had not put a damper on his boldness. Curiosity! How I love curiosity! You have the makings of a top-notch scientist, if only you could hold on to this admirable quality, the man proclaimed, now giving over his full attention to Sunny. My name, see here, he pointed at the tag of the lapel of the starchy white lab coat, is Dr. Ovi Kintabor. You can call me Dr. K, and my mission, little friend, is to save the planet from destruction. And for now, that is all you need to know. Unless, of course, you can help me find the Grey Emerald. Ovi Kintabor. That is a... I don't know why. Something about that bothers me. Is this just a Fleetway origin? It probably is! Kintabor is Robotnik backwards. Yes, it is. The Grey Emerald, 6 other emeralds, saving the planet? During the long months of winter, with the diligence that nearly matched the intensity of Kintabor's experiments, Sunny drew out some of the stories behind these seemingly disparate topics. Kintabor, Sunny learned, was a brilliant neutrobiologist and former team leader of the government's controversial Nuvolution research. The goal of the research was to somehow reverse the effects of the accumulated centuries of pollution and restore Earth to its natural pristine state. The Nuvolution team of biologists, physicists, botanists, and astronomers worked assiduously toward the goal for 15 years. Then, on the verge of a breakthrough concerning the structure and behavior of the free radical subatomic particles, funding for the work was cut. Damn. With their project doomed to oblivion, the scientists scattered. Many team members took lucrative positions in the private industry. Others went mad with frustration. But Kintabor abhorred such resignation to one's fate. Instead, bailing out, he sabotaged the government security system and moved the lab, lock, stock, and barrel to a former radioactive dumping site in northern Nebraska, several miles away from Hardy. He figured he had selected the perfect site. What a better place to test his solution than underneath the nation's most notorious top-secret wasteland. It can't be that fucking top-secret. It would be better a top-secret place nowadays. There's only like 90-something people living there right now. For all we know, that's where all the top-secret waste is dumped. And give me a quick moment. I started cooking before stream, and there's only like one part of the cooking that I'm doing. So give me a quick moment as I go and check in on the food. Alrighty, I'm back. Bam! Poof! Alrighty. Alrighty, Mr. Kintobor, if that is your real name. What has gone on? All things natural, all creatures left untouched and uncontrolled by humans. This summed up Kintobor's concept of the beautiful and sublime. And as an extension of this passionate philosophy, besides working to save the planet, Kintobor had another goal: to rescue any poisoned or struggling animal he managed to find in the course of his excavations. Dozens of bunnies, squirrels, ducks, and even baby piglets were among the regular group of guests residing in the lab. All were welcome to spend time gaining strength, resting, and eating Kintobor's excellent cooking. When fully recovered, they were encouraged to return to the wild. During this particularly severe winter, the animals were only too happy to remain in the lab until spring. A fact that was very good news for Sunny. Day after day, he delighted in making friends and playing games with the other animals, and even teaching several to read and write. Which, again, he learned from kids literally just doing it. When Kintobor noticed Sunny's academic skills, a light flashed on above his head. "Sunny," he said, "vacation's over. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. Henceforth and forthwith, I'm making you my assistant. That is, if you accept, of course," he added. Sunny was thrilled at the prospect, because although Sunny had never known his father, Kintobor reminded him of the kind face in the photograph. Damn, like a fucking Sunny Sr., I guess, had a hell of a mustache. Okay. The days flew by, with Sunny by Dr. K's side almost constantly. Sunny learned computer science, from building small portable computers to programming the mainframe. He learned about physics, the old laws, as well as the few new theories set forth by Dr. K. His curiosity was boundless, and led him to every part of Kintobor's lab as he documented the results of each experiment. As the lab was vast, Sunny took to running at top speeds to perform all his duties. How odd, he thought, to find himself gradually replacing dreams of Olympic glory with a dedication to science and helping the other animals. Could you imagine this entire fucking thing being in the goddamn, like, instruction manual in 1991 when you buy your Genesis that comes with a copy of Sonic the Hedgehog? Your poor old fucking Genesis Model 1. And, like, this entire shit is in there. Still, he knew he'd never be a nerd like Dr. K, so partly for relaxation and partly for Dr. K's amusement, he logged in several hours on the day a supersonic treadmill that Kintobor had built for him. Slowly, Sunny built his speed to 200, 400, then 761 miles per hour, the speed of sound. Then, impossibly, he crossed all known limits of acceleration and began running at the speed of light. Alarmed, Kintobor tried to slow the treadmill. Although he managed to gain control of the machine and bring his friend's velocity down slowly, a change had come over Sunny. Instead of his unexceptional grayish-brown color, most of his body had turned cobalt blue, and his quills stood straight back in a stiff mohawk. I love how even in official, essentially fanfic documentation, we're still getting descriptions of the character's drip. I swear to God, if they mention the shoes. My word, exclaimed Kintobor, who struggled to comprehend what had just happened. I think you've gone blue from the advanced non-concussive cobalt effect, he said, helping Sunny from the treadmill. 186,000 miles per hour. You're so fast, we should call you Sonic. Supersonic, even. How do you like that, he cried, dancing around the lab like a demented pixie. What the fuck? Yeah, I like that, answered Sunny. From now on, my name is Sonic. Now watch how fast I can help you get your work done. God, this is cursed. Sonny did speed up the pace and success of Kinderber's experience. Brother, he just said his name was Sonic. Why are we dead naming him? Hello? But with all his mental and physical agility, he was unable to find the Great Emerald. Yet alone understand why Kinderberg was so frantic over it. What's the point of finding another emerald when we've already got 6 perfectly good ones, he wondered to himself. That very same day, he stumbled upon the answer. Running through a part of the lab that was still a bit unfamiliar, he tripped over a thick mass of wires. That's strange, he thought. Dr. K is always so tidy with his equipment. He followed the cords and cables to a small room he hadn't ever been in before. There, in the center of the room, stood a large machine comprised of nearly total slender gold rings. The gold surfaces looked as though they'd been crafted and polished with great care. "Ah, I see you found the reverse quantum bioformulator. Excellent," said Dr. K, who hurried over to Sonic's side. "Why didn't you tell me about this thing?" "And what do you use it for?" he asked Sonic. He felt a bit hurt that Dr. K had got the machine secret from him and fairly bristled with impatience. "Did you ever ask about it?" Dr. K countered. "No! But now you are, so now you have your answer. It's a long story, so let's have a bit of lunch," he suggested, pulling out a few hard-boiled eggs and muffins from a lunch bag he had stuffed in his pocket. They pulled chairs around the reverse quantum bioformulator and began to eat. This is so fucking weird, I'm not gonna lie. This whole fucking thing has just been weird. As usual, Sonic gulped down his meal in a flash. He was the old pro at fast food. Again, somehow canonical. Did you see the intro to Sonic and the Black Knight? Him just sucking down the fucking chili dog? That shit's cursed. Sonic is a fucking glizzy gladiator. It is Fleetway. Okay, yeah. So then the Fleetway is the original document, because there were 2 other documents that were made after this one. I'm going in chronological order, so... He was an old pro at fast food. Kinderberg set half-eaten egg on the counter near the machine and pulled a heavy iron key from his lab coat pocket. He walked over to a tall, lead-encased cabinet in the corner of the room and unlocked its door and drew out a black velvet bag. "These are the emeralds I told you about, Sonic," he said, carefully placing each on the black velvet. They were truly incredible, deep, brilliant colors with perfect, Tiffany-cut shapes. Each must have weighed nearly a pound. "They're perfect. Cut them myself," Kinderberg boasted. "They contain a micrologic copy of all the inert energy of every gross and distinguishing impulse or deed done by humans since the beginning of time," he continued. Sonic gulped. "Do you mean they're evil?" "Yes, evil and highly unstable. Pure, chaotic energy." Kinderberg sighed. "I transmorphed the chaos of the world into the emeralds, using the RQBF. The Requibif. Now, the only thing remaining to do is to stabilize them with the Grey Emerald. Until we find the Grey Emerald, we're treading on very thin ice. Not gonna lie, if I were you, I don't think I would keep all these things together. That sounds like very bad lab work. And very poor methodology, Mr. Kinderberg. If the emeralds are disturbed, in theory, they will double the amount of evil in the world. Stabilized, they will rid the world of evil and pollution. That done, I plan to launch them into space where they can harm no one," he said. Sonic's eyes grew wide. So this is why Kintabar was always in a rush. He was holding the fate of the world in his hands, reflected in the sparkling surfaces of the 6 emeralds. Dr. K noticed the expression on Sonic's face. "Don't worry," he said. "There aren't many forces that will push these beauties over the edge. The only problem I know of, I guard against by keeping them in this lead cabinet." That problem is, of course... He didn't finish his sentence. "Radiation!" screamed Sonic, staring up at the computer screen on the wall. Good lord. Remember to drink your water. The next few moments brought unspeakable panic and confusion. The monitor glowed red with a display of impending wave of radiation that had somehow penetrated the Earth's surface and was heading straight for the lab. What the fuck? Kinderberg scrambled. It'd be funny to compare both if YouTube allows the link. If YouTube doesn't, you can always like post it in the Twitch chat, because Twitch chat's generally fine with it. Kinderberg scrambled to stuff the emeralds back in the bag. Sonic raced to the lead cabinet and flung open its doors, but in doing so, jostled the RQBF. Kinderberg lunged for the cabinet, lost his balance, and spilled the emeralds onto the floor. You had one job. Do I look like I have a Twitch account? You'd be surprised. Listen, I stream on both. You never know. The RQBF turned on and cast a weirdly sickly beam of light, first on Dr. K, then on the emeralds, then on the half-eaten egg on the countertop. If you told me before I read this that we were gonna have The Fly, but for Eggman, I would not have believed you. Also, I wasn't ready for Chekhov's egg today. Jesus Christ. Oh, Lord. Sonic took shelter in the cabinet and reached for Kinderberg's arm to drag him inside. Then everything stopped. There was no explosion, no shattered bits of glass or twisted metal. Aw, I like twisted metal! Damn, I wish there was twisted metal! Just silence. Sonic awakened in the pitch black of the lead cabinet. Dr. Kinderberg was not inside with him. It was just his arm! I wish. Sonic struggled to open the door and peeped out cautiously in perhaps the only cautious act of his life. There lay Kinderberg, sprawled across the floor of the lab, but now he looked different. Hideous. Quite round, with no muscle tone. His lab coat now stretched tight across his enormous girth. I can't. Hold on, I can't. I can't read that word without immediately thinking of this. Hold on. Hold on. We're talking about his enormous girth. Of course, I must, You
have one new message. Hey, this is Phil from the Small Wiener Club. Sorry to get back to you so late. I just finished reviewing your application and information you sent in. But I am sorry to say that I don't think I can allow you to join our group. From what I'm looking at, your wiener is massive. I mean, the sheer girth and juiciness alone is ridiculous. It looks as if somebody glued a forearm to the bottom of your torso. You could probably stand on it like a tripod. And that's not even mentioning how fat your nuts are. But it does appear that you're going to have to take that ginormous schmear somewhere else. But thank you for trying.
Oh, I love that video. His arms were spread wide, distended by the buckets of flesh encumbering his frame. Bro, they're fucking describing this shit like it's a goddamn horror film. Like, unironically, like body horror. Like it's actually The Fly. Like, what the fuck? But the most alarming transformation was not in his physical person. It was in small, significant detail that Sonic had by now mostly taken for granted. The name Kinterbur on the rappel pin was different. Sonic stared at it in shock. Dr. Ivo Robotnik was his dear friend's new name. Then Sonic understood everything. Fat shaming on that JK Rowling. Oh, hold on. Before we get to the next one, let me check the food again. Jesus Christ, this is so silly. Alrighty, I am back. Dinner is nice and ready. So no more step-aways. Moments passed. It's difficult to say how long Sonic stood staring down at his friend. He realized that if he had tried to rescue his animal buddies and leave the lab in a hurry, if what he had thought happened really happened, Kinderver had absorbed the evil of the Chaos Emeralds as well as the disgusting shape of the hard-boiled egg. You leave eggs alone. Eggs are nice. Granted, I generally prefer my eggs either scrambled or fried, so I don't know. Nah, but I'll be real. Like, I think I would much quicker call like some fried eggs definitely like more disgusting shaped than hard-boiled eggs. Oh, an egg salad. I'm gonna be real. Egg salad is like never looked appetizing to me. Never been an egg salad person. Being mean to eggs. He would awaken as the vilest, most evil personality on the face of the earth, set to strike out anything in path. Kinderber, or shall we say, Robotnik, stirred. What are you gawking at, you ugly thing? Stand still so I can rip your clothes and turn you into an armadillo bot. Just get an armadillo. Robotnik growled. Sonic jumped back and rushed out of the room to the main lab. Scampering at the speed of light, he had just enough time to grab a PC and race toward his friend's quarters. But by the remote control, Robotnik had already sealed the door to the animal habitat. Sonic bolted out of the back door to the lab and remembered the RQBF. He ran back to grab as many golden rings as he could. Then Sonic scampered away at the speed of light, Robotnik's curses echoing behind him. There is so much weird about this. Like, Sonic just being from come to some random town in Nebraska that apparently had like the most fucking nuclear waste ever. There's toxic waste everywhere because it's the 90s, so we just be dumping shit. And honestly, we still be dumping shit. It is... This is only one document. There's two more. There's two more of these things. Alrighty. Time for the next one. Oh yeah, this one's 16 pages. But hey, we get a table of contents, thankfully. Alright, we get an introduction, the synopsis of the Sonic myth, the trademark and copyright, quality control, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of that here, logo identification, a guide to the characters, like the introduction, Sonic, the history, the characteristics and abilities, mental abilities, attitude, personality, likes and dislikes, objectives in life, objectives in the game, Robotnik, with history, mental characteristics and abilities, mental abilities, attitude, personality, likes, dislikes, objectives in life, objectives in Sonic Hedgehog games, Sonic's friends, Robotnik's bad nicks. We get a storyline. We get art direction, like of Sonic and how to illustrate him in expressions and poses, and Robotnik and how to illustrate him with poses. No expressions, though. He has no expressions. He has no face. He has no style. He has no grace. This egg has no face. Dimensional relationships between Sonic and Robotnik, and Sonic's friends, and Robotnik's badniks. Sonic the Hedgehog myth. The guide to the zones, as well as the color... I cannot fucking read that for the life of me. What the fuck? Color something of... I don't know what that word is either. And then I can read obstacles. Jesus Christ. What the fuck does that say? Alrighty, intro, let's go. Welcome to the world of Sonic the Hedgehog. I love that about all the Pokemon movies, by the way. How they, I love that intro. Sonic the Hedgehog for the Sega Genesis is the world's first supersonic hedgehog. Sonic's unique personality explodes with charm, and is rapidly gaining him notoriety as the hedgehog with an attitude. Programmed for high-speed fun, Sonic the Hedgehog has strong appeal for male and female players from ages 6 and up, and delivers some of the brightest, boldest action you'll see on the Genesis or any other game system. This official Sonic the Hedgehog Bible is your reference for creating and marketing Sonic the Hedgehog products. In it, you'll find guides to the characters, Sonic the Hedgehog storyline and mythology, quality control procedures, copyright and trademark usage guidelines, direction for illustration, and the exciting artwork you'll use in product designs, packaging, and advertising. This Bible is for the exclusive use of Sega of America Inc. and its business partners. The illustration and or graphics it contains may be used on product packaging, labeling, and or promotional materials only with the approval of Sega of America Incorporated. You may build upon the concepts, storyline, and characters described in this Bible, but you may not contradict any of the information this Bible contains. If you have any questions regarding the content of this Bible for your ideas of product development, please contact these people who you probably can't contact that way anymore, so we're just going to move on. You ready for supersonic experience? Great! Just turn the page and enjoy. I'm reading this digitally. There are no pages to turn. Oh god, there's annotations. Oh lord. Synopsis of the Sonic myth. It's sometime in the 21st century on the planet of Mobius. Sonic the Hedgehog, an orphan, grows up with his forest friends in the Green Hill Zone. From each of his animal friends, he picks up different skills and habits. Not all of them good. Speed, cleverness, but also stubbornness and cockiness are among the traits he develops, plus a certain amount of forest smarts, comparable to street smarts, some might say rambunctiousness. By accident, Sonic tunnels into the laboratory of Dr. Ovi Kintabor, a brilliant scientist who's trying to detoxify Mobius by transferring the planet's moral and physical evils into 6 Chaos Emeralds. Kintabor possesses the 6 Chaos Emeralds and has packed most of the world's evil into them, but finds they are highly unstable and may blow at any given moment. To stabilize the emeralds, Kintabor is looking for a 7th, Gray Emerald, which will contain their violent forces. Sonic and Kinterberg become friends. Not! Under Kinterberg's tutelage, Sonic develops his natural hedgehog running abilities and soon runs at the speed of sound. In the process, his quills and most of his body turn blue permanently. Kinterberg develops special red sneakers for Sonic, which protect his feet and enhance his speed. There we go, there are his shoes. Born fast, not Superman without kryptonite. What? What? Kinterberg installs PCs throughout the 6 zones of Mobius so that anyone passing can input information that might lead to the discovery of the Grey Emerald. Okay, but like, who the fuck else is like around here that can like put in the information? There's a bunch of animals right now. Who the fuck do you think lives in Labyrinth Zone? He also has his amazing transforming machine ready to zap the last bit of evil into the Great Emerald and stabilize the other 6 Chaos Emeralds. The amazing transforming machine consists of thousands of gold rings that constantly flow good karma, positive energy, around the machine's core and cool it down as it transfers evil from one object into another. When a wave of solar radioactivity, or one day a solar pulse of radioactivity, bursts through the hole in the ozone layer and hits the lab. Die! What the fuck? Hello? Through the entire ozone layer? Die! Like, burst? Like it broke. It broke it. Die! You're dead. Everyone is dead. The end. Mobius is gone. Hold on. Alright. Holy shit. Anyway. When a wave of solar radioactivity bursts through a hole in the ozone layer and hits the lab, the transforming machine goes bananas and zaps Kinterberg and a nearby hard-boiled egg. But since Kinterberg is already good, and since the egg is rather non-committal, what the fuck? That is a sentence I just read. Oh Lord. Ah, sorry, pencil. There we go. Oh god. Since the egg is rather non-committal, the machine reverses his personality and changes him into the evil Dr. Ivo Robotnik. The Chaos Emeralds. Oops. Oops? What do you mean, oops? Are thrown into space and caught in 6 psychedelic warps of confusion. Or, I'm sorry, re-energizing power mazes. The golden rings of the amazing transforming machine, or the transformation ray, goddamn, are scattered throughout the zones. All of Sonic's friends... wait, what the fuck? Hello? Oh. My bad. Ah! Kinderberg bloats up like a gigantic egg, turns against Sonic, and threatens to wage biogeophysical warfare against all of Mobius until he can completely ruin and control the planet. That is a fucking phrase of all time. Holy shit. He plans to capture and transform all of Sonic's friends into mechanized monsters and use them to attack Sonic. He also plants dastardly mechanized traps into the 6 zones of Mobius, beginning with the nearest the Scrap Brain Zone, which is right outside his lab. So Scrap Brain Zone was already like a big mechanical like place. Learning a lot about this is interesting. God, this is weird. Sonic barely escapes from Robotnik's clutches and races back home to Green Hill Zone. Noticing the disappearance of his friends, he quickly decides he must fight his way through the zones, find Robotnik, and free his friends. Guide to the characters. Introduction. Sonic the Hedgehog features a classic clash between good and evil, as Sonic battles through the 6 zones to free his friends and defeat Iroh Robotnik. Sonic and Robotnik are not flat characters, however. Each is a true individual, with strengths, failings, and vulnerabilities. On the following pages, we will briefly describe the main characters in Sonic the Hedgehog to help you better understand their personalities, lifestyles, and objectives. A strong product line or promotion should reflect their personalities in order to maintain the maximum benefit of the Sonic the Hedgehog property. There's probably less pages than it actually is, because there's a lot of blank ones, because they portioned this properly, thankfully. See? Also, God, my back hurts. Hold on. Ah! Yeah! Bum 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 bum. Bum bum bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Yeah! Give me a moment. Also, is this dry yet? This is not. Let me hand this over this so it can dry down. There we go. Do. There we go. Let me move Mega Garchomp over. So, yeah. So she isn't getting wet. Alrighty. Alrighty. Guide to Sonic characters. Sonic! History. Orphaned at an early age, Sonic grows up in the forest of the Green Hill Zone and falls in with a clan of rambunctious... there it is again. Rambunctious animal friends. His friends teach him all the tricks they know. From Rabbit, he learns how to outrun every other creature in the forest. From the Squirrel, he learns how to lob acorns down from trees and pester the unsuspecting victim below. What a meanie. Chicken teaches him how to squawk like a rooster and wake everyone up in the morning. Does he make noise? Well, it is a chicken, so I'm assuming so. Seal shows him how to dive and swim. No, the fuck he didn't. That's a lie. That's a fucking lie right there. Seal ain't teach him shit. Fucking Seal taught him how to dive and swim. Yeah, fucking right. Oh my lord. Where the fuck was that? There. Pig introduces him to the delights of wallowing in the mud. Also, no, he wouldn't. Hedgehogs are very neat and tidy animals, and they clean themselves very frequently. They would not like that. Hedgehogs do not like being dirty. Sonic meets Dr. Robotnik by accident after tunneling into his secret underground lab. Robotnik, before he turns evil, befriends Sonic and lets Sonic visit from time to time to watch experiments. When Robotnik becomes evil, Sonic escapes from the lab, returns to the Green Hill Zone, and tries to warn his friends of the impending planetary disaster. Physical characteristics and abilities. Ooh, yay. Yeah. Sonic is short, agile, and totally cool. His spiky quills, turned blue during an experiment with Robotnik, in which he ran on a treadmill at 765 miles per hour, breaking the speed of sound. Robotnik also gives Sonic the red sneakers that protect his feet from the intense heat of supersonic speed. Born blue! When Robotnik I saw that and my brain, like, came up with something. I am not going to say what it came up with. Oh boy. When Robotnik turns evil, Sonic develops his famous supersonic spin attack to defeat legions of mechanized warriors. He's had it! Sonic can also tunnel through walls, swim underwater, and jump high into the air, although he can't fly. Well, yes, he is Hedgehog. He's particularly good at doing the loop and playing pinball on the many traps and mazes the evil Robotnik sets up for him. Sonic's only physical failings are his poor eyesight, lack of is that perfect? Lack of fear, etc. I guess. Okay, yeah, I think this is lack of fear. It's kind of hard. They're squeezed in between very tiny spaces in there. Weird. It looks like I'm reading notes from a horror movie. Like, I'm going to read this, and then Slender Man is going to spawn. Yeah. Poor eyesight, lack of fear, etc., and trouble coming to a stop once he's running at supersonic speeds. Every once in a while, he moves too fast to keep good balance and has to struggle to keep from falling when he's on the edge of a cliff. Mental abilities. Sonic thinks he's perfect, but he's not. Fuck you too, document. 4. Smart. Sonic is of average intelligence. He has to struggle to figure out the solution to a problem or puzzle. Usually, he relies on his great charm and physical capabilities to pull him out of tight spots. Sonic never analyzes the situation, he just plunges in. He's a hedgehog of action. Like man of action. Yeah. Attitude and personality. Carefree and radically cool. That's what Sonic is all about. Nothing deep. That's not to say Sonic is an airhead. When he's not teasing you or playing a joke on you, he's probably the best friend you could ever hope for. Okay. He cares about his forest pals and delights in coming to their rescue. Then there's Sonic's attitude. When he wants something, he goes for it. 150%. Sonic does not respond well to authority. He just doesn't have the time to listen to someone else tell him what to do. Instead, he'd rather figure it out for himself or just do whatever needs to be done without thinking about it. He's cocky, independent, self-assured, but not obnoxious or cool. One more clue about Sonic's personality. He's more than a bit vain about his blue spikes. His spikes are always perfect. In Sonic's world, slobs finish last. Imperfectionist! I kind of rated all of these annotations in like different voices every single time. I think I'm just gonna keep doing that. It has been very silly, not gonna lie. I think I'll keep doing it. Likes and dislikes. Sonic loves fast footwork, fast cars like red convertibles, skateboards on hills, video games, anything or any way to move through life at top speed. His favorite diet? Fast food and candy bars. What else? Sonic loves burgers, tacos, nachos, fries, anything chocolate, and the strongest espresso. I'm tired. Espresso! Or cola if it's a hot day. Oh, good for him. Sonic doesn't eat or drink, diet, anything. He needs the calories. But when he does slow down, there's nothing Sonic likes more than hitting the beach with his friends, watching shapely hedgehogettes stroll by. I'm reading so many sentences I never thought I would ever read in my life. Shapely hedgehogettes. I'm not exactly the one to speak on this. I mean, I have a fucking cave woman behind me with the giant muscle mommy thighs. But I'm gonna be real, not gonna lie. Even as early as 1991, before the first game even came out, the Sonic crew was ready for furries. I don't know how to feel about that. Shapely hedgehogettes. And catching some rays. That's when he's not body surfing, wind surfing, or competing in contests to see who can build the most awesome sandcastle in the shortest amount of time. The only thing Sonic stresses out over is the times he must wait for a trap, or move into position so he can get over or around it. Patience is not one of Sonic's strong points. If he falls into the hands of a slow player, he'll cop his trademark "what's the matter with you, dude" attitude and tap his foot with impatience. Objectives in life: to have fun and enjoy the ride. Life is a blast if you don't stop to think about it. That sums up Sonic's philosophy. As long as he has his supersonic speed, his sneakers, and his good buddies, Sonic is one cool and happy dude. Objectives in Sonic the Hedgehog game: with his friends gone. Who's Sonic got to hang out with? Sonic won't rest until he's gotten through every zone on Mobius and freed his buddies from the clutches of Robotnik. He's also trying to collect all the Chaos Emeralds so they won't add to Robotnik's power, and find the Gray Emerald so he can get the world back in order. Robotnik lays out an incredible arsenal of weapons and traps to slow Sonic down, but Sonic is persistent. He knows he has to find Robotnik to free every last one of his friends, so Sonic chases the demonic doctor back to his lab. Sonic's hope is to use the amazing transforming machine to turn from Robotnik from evil to good again, and regain his old pal. On the way, Sonic collects the golden rings that will resemble the amazing transforming machine, and hops into the PC and release their benefits. God, this is, I'm sorry, I'm still mentally stuck on Shapely Hedgehogettes. I don't think I'll ever be able to move past that. Alright. Guide to characters. Dr. Ivo Robotnik. History. Until his unfortunate accident with the amazing transforming machine, Dr. Ivo Robotnik, once formerly Ovi Kintobor, isn't an evil scientist with an egg-shaped physique. He is a kind man of science, with a svet body and a finely honed mind. For the past 15 years, Kintobor labors in his underground lab, conducting experiments to detoxify the planet Mobius and transfer evil and pollution into the 6 Chaos Emeralds with the help of his ultra-radical invention, the amazing transforming machine. God, this is so goofy. After all 6 Chaos Emeralds are zapped into the with the planet's evil, Kintobor discovers that they are highly unstable, and so must search for a 7th Gray Emerald, which will lock up their evil and contain it. He then plans to bury all the emeralds deep within the frozen core of Mobius, where they will be rendered harmless for eternity. I'm sorry, Mobius has a frozen core? I don't think that's how planets work. Fucking goofy. Kinderberg befriends Sonic, boosts his speed, and gives him red sneakers. Why? What do you mean, why? So his feet don't hurt. Why else is he giving him shoe? Who the fuck wrote that? Nah, fuck that. I need to know who wrote that annotation. Have you ever seen a speedster barefoot? Fucking why? Why'd he give him sneakers? This motherfucker, unironically, like, actually is like, why do you give him shoes? Cause he needs shoes! He runs fast! Bum 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 bum. Kintabor even lets Sonic watch his experiments and fills him in on his ambitious plans to clean up the planet. Before he could find the Grey Emerald and realize his plans, however, a wave of radiation hits the lab, causing the amazing transforming machine to zap his character from good to evil and somehow mix up his molecules with a nearby half-eaten hard-boiled egg. Are thrown from the explosion. Do we really need that? Also, how? Yeah, I'm asking that myself. The way they fucking explained it earlier. Like a fucking solar ray bursting through the planet's ozone layer is just, at worst, going to cause some disruption within some lab everywhere. The Chaos Emeralds catapult into space, locked into 6 separate warps of confusion, also called secret zones. The amazing transformation machine breaks up its rings, blowing through the roof to the lab and scattering over the surface of Mobius. Now, thoroughly evil, Robotnik vows to destroy Sonic because Sonic is the only one who knows about his new evil identity and the scope of his destructive capabilities. Physical characteristics and abilities. Once a trim, muscular hunk of man, Robotnik is now rotund, with a decidedly egg-shaped physique and deceptively jolly face. In fact, he resembles a Humpty Dumpty gone mad, with spindly arms and legs stuck onto an egg-shaped torso. He is bespectacled, bald, and nearly bulging out of his lab coat. Plus, he smells like a rotten egg. Bro, they really don't like Eggman. Why are they describing him like that? Oh, leave him alone. It wasn't his choice. What the fuck? Bro got hit with solar radiation from his and is fucking fused with his lunch. Like, come on, man, leave him alone. What about the meanies? Because he is so round, Robotnik has trouble seeing his feet, walking long distances, and standing for long periods of time. He remedies this by building a spaceship, which is perfectly molded to his form, in which he can zip around the zones and launch attacks on Sonic. Ah, yes, he's like MODOK. He also installs elevators in the lab, so he won't have to climb its many stairs. Now I'm just imagining MODOK, but it's Eggman's face. Someone should do that. Also, let me stretch again. Ah! My back! Oh yeah. Actually, no. Everything's fine down there. Okay, we're good. I need to get like a beanbag or something so I have more back support. Mental abilities. Although he looks like an egg, Robotnik is definitely not cracked. Oh god, it begins. Unfortunately, he still possesses nearly all of his formidable intellect, and now uses it for evil purposes. Robotnik holds every advanced scientific credential possible from all 11 Ivy League universities on Mobius, as well as the Mobius Prize in Physics and Biotechnology. God damn. Now evil, he plans to further augment his mental capabilities by embedding a ceramic neural network in his brain so he can carry out physics calculations in his sleep. This is raising so many questions. Questions that I will never be able to get the answer. It would be really funny if I actually called the number that was available in the document and actually got an answer to, I guess, whoever the fuck Ruth Zoltner is, and they were able to answer any of these fucking questions. I highly doubt it. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not just gonna call people randomly. That's weird and mean and weird. What is going on? Attitude, personality. Robotnik is a nasty, mean-spirited soul that I wouldn't touch with a 58.5-foot pole. With no redeeming characteristics, he does not hesitate to destroy or control any creature who stands in the way of his plan to take over Mobius. Likes and dislikes. Robotnik has always adored and still adores eggs, hard-boiled, scrambled, over easy, poached, or in an omelet. Now, he especially enjoys them raw, with a dash of Tabasco. Okay, ew. Fucking raw eggs. Don't have raw eggs. You might get salmonella. That is not good. That will make you sick and you will die. And I don't want you to die. Don't do that. He eats with his hands, very slowly. It is not a pretty sight. I highly fucking doubt that. Because I don't think someone as robot buildy and meticulous as Eggman wouldn't use utensils. Whatever, you know, they wrote the document, not me. What the fuck do I know? Robotnik dislikes any creature with an independent spirit. Hence, he hates Sonic. Also, he realizes Sonic is onto his plot to take over and despoil Mobius. Oh, I'm sorry, despoil. These are some very interesting words that we've been using throughout these documents. Objectives in life. After the accident, Robotnik comes to the sudden realization that understanding nature is not enough. One must dominate, control, and contort it. And so his goal in life is to analyze, mechanize, and ultimately pollute everything he comes across. Objectives in Sonic the Hedgehog game. Robotnik wants to get back the Chaos Emeralds and set loose their chaos in the world. He also hopes to find the Grey Emerald so that he can permanently fix that chaos as a continued, unalterable state. To do this, he must destroy Sonic. To do that, he mechanizes Sonic's multitude of animal friends, turning them into Buzz Bombers, Jaws, Caterkillers, Ball Hogs, Neutrons, Burrowbots, Choppers, Motobugs, Crab Meats, and Rollers. The Rollers are my favorite ones, the ones in Spring Yard Zone. I like those guys. Guide to Sonic's characters. Or guide to characters. Sonic's friends. Bleh. Sonic's main buddies are Rabbit, Squirrel, Pig, Flicky the Duck, Penguin, Chicken, and Seal. Each comes from a large family. Each is playful and friendly. Sonic's pals make their home in the forest of Green Hill Zone. With Robotnik on the rampage, however, they've been scattered throughout the 6 zones, turned into mechanized warriors who will try to destroy Sonic, or held captive in steel tanks at the borders of each zone. As Sonic releases his friends from captivity, they bound away in glee. Robotnik's Badniks. Robotnik's mechanized minions are Buzz Bomber, Jaws, Caterkiller, Ball Hog, Neutron, and Burrowbot. Chopper, Motobug, Crabmeat, and Roller each tries to destroy Sonic by stinging, biting, drilling, lashing, smashing, rolling over, or bumping into him. If Sonic has no rings at the time, their attacks can be fatal. Like Robotnik, each robot is thoroughly crazed and thoroughly dedicated to destroying Sonic. With its limitless energy, they wander the zones of Mobius, awaiting their prey with the nastiest of intentions. God, this is so weird. Storyline! Yeah, this, God, this has been a fucking... There's another document. The next document is more than this, although it'll probably be portioned off like this one is and not actually be as many pages as it says it is. When we join the action in the game, Sonic is trying to find Robotnik and rescue his friends, whom Robotnik has turned into evil robots. 6 Chaos Emeralds contain most of the evil and pollution of the planet Mobius, and are caught in the wildly rotating, maze-like warps of confusion, or secret zones. Robotnik wants to capture the Chaos Emeralds and release their power, plunging Mobius into darkness and toxic filth so that he can easily rule it. But like... You know, I was about to ask if he does that, what he's going to eat because he destroyed all the land, so there's nothing to farm, but I'm assuming he's just going to put a chicken in a robot and just constantly have it lay eggs. That sounds like something he would do. That makes sense. I will accept that. That is the new headcanon. He also wants to destroy Sonic, who's aware of his despicable plan. To free his friends and keep the world safe, Sonic must traverse 6 zones, gather all the Chaos Emeralds, and survive encounters with Robotnik's terrible weaponry. He must then battle Robotnik one last time in the laboratory, which is not a fun final boss fight. God, I hate that final boss. It's not hard, it's just really annoying. Sonic can gather rings for protection against attack, to gain entry into the secret zones and to earn an extra chance at winning. He can also jump on PCs to gain super rings, shields, power sneakers, 1-ups, extra chances to win, and temporary invincibility. Sonic loses the chance to win when he's fatally injured. He can be injured by robot attack, Robotnik attack, falling, or drowning. Art direction, Sonic expressions. Sadly, they are not present because this is a document. I would have liked to see these. But that is document 2. Or draft 1, as it's known. We have 1 left. This is draft 2. And it is 41 pages. Quote unquote. It's a good thing I'm also doing something stupid tomorrow, because good lord, this is going to mentally drain me. Game, you're not funny. This isn't scary. It's just the Sonic Bible. I was about to say Bibles aren't scary, but you know, nah, they kind of are. There's some crazy shit going on in those. Alrighty, what do we got? We got an introduction, we got trademark and copyright, quality control, character guides, art direction, the Sonic myths, the game storyline, and we have a guide to the zones. We don't talk about the baby. I like the baby. The baby is neat. The baby adds so much to the song. I fucking love this song. The Fakery Way is fantastic. I love the song. Alright, Alrighty, should I do myself a favor and, like, not reread anything? Oh, that baby! Yeah! Yeah, that, yeah, Yeah, there's some silliness in some Bibles. But yeah, should I do myself a favor and, like, not reread anything that was, like, already there? Or should I, like, actually, unironically, like, read through everything again? Because this is, in fact, the improved draft. Maybe there might not be as many footnotes. It's already been an hour and 46 minutes, surprisingly, of this shit. Do myself the favor? Okay. See, this is why I like my chat. Thank you, Arby. Let's see, so what's new in this introduction? They're mentioning his personality exploding and gaining him notoriety as the hedgehog with attitude. Wonder if the Sonic 2 Bible introduced the insane supersonic that the Fleetway would later add. Good question. Oh god, hold on, I always gotta bring this up, because I always like talking about it, because Dragon Quest, also, it's fucking, the fucking shelf for it. Hold on. Let me go find the picture. Let's see, can I find the picture of the big fucking shelf where they had the entirety of, like, the plot written in Dragon Quest? For Dragon Quest 7 specifically. Yeah, here, I found it. It is called The Tomes of Torment. This is everything they had planned for Dragon Quest VII written by hand in all of these binders. Calling them the Tomes of Torment is really funny, by the way. I appreciate that. Also, written by hand is fucking crazy. Most is because of Dragon Quest 7, the script changes whenever you do something story-wise, so every NPC changes dialogue with one transition during the game. Yeah. God, that is going to be a playthrough of all time whenever I get to Dragon Quest 7. Dragon Quest 7 is such a weird game because every version of it is, like, really different and has its ups and downs. It's a weird, like, it's weird for a game to not really have a definitive version when it's been re-released so drastically differently every time. Like, how is the new one? Like, have you played the new one? I sure as hell haven't. Because, like, I haven't gotten around to it. Because it is expensive. Because games are $70+ nowadays. Probably just suggest the 3DS version. Yeah, I've played through the original, and I've played through the 3DS version, and like I kind of don't prefer either version because they changed it. There's so like changes between both that make me not like one over the other, or like one more than the other. Like, I think the 3DS version has substantially better pacing, but I hate the changes they made to the job class system. But like, I like that they made it easier before you get the job classes, because like dealing with groups before you get the job classes was kind of an annoying in the original version. But again, they kind of just made the job class system like worse in the 3DS version, so I kind of like it less, because I actually kind of liked Dragon Quest VI's job class system. Please, Grandpa, I need money. No! Like, Dragon Quest VII is a game I really want to like, because, like, I like its story, I generally like its music, I like the characters a lot. And, like, I like how, like, episodic it is. I find that actually really fun and enjoyable. But, yeah, like, there's just certain things about it where just, like, each version is, like, weird downsides that are different. I think they did something else to, like, the job class system in the new version, too, which is, like, different. Again, I haven't played it, so I can't fully speak on that. Why not? Loans are bad. I'm trying to save you from debt. That reminds me, we watched an interesting video the other day about, like, I like debt. I don't! And I want better for you. An interesting video about the history of gambling in sports and how it's gotten fucking ridiculous nowadays. But I want debt. Yeah, Dragon Quest VII is a weird game. I don't know which version I'm gonna do when I do get around to it, but it will be a weird game. Hell, the only reason I haven't done 3 yet is because I've been waiting for the remake of 3 to go on sale. But I want debt now. Thank you, Tomes of Torment. We appreciate your appearance. Alrighty, what else is new? This is for marketing, find characters, storyline mythology, quality control, copyright trademark, exclusive use of Sega of America. Do not contact this person. They probably moved and do not exist anymore. They have eliminated themselves with the timeline. It is fine. Oh, speaking of, we were going over how fucking ridiculous Sonic lore was last night. And then we pulled up the Sonic DC Universe crossover comic, and Super Sonic ran into Darkseid's Omega Beams to hit him. Like, they hit him and it did nothing. Also, he outran and, like, shit on Reverse Flash without using the Speed Force. Like, Sonic is fucking ridiculous. Oh god, this is new. Hey! I don't believe we met! You're probably moving too slowly. Anyways, I'm Sonic, as in Super Sonic, and I want you set the record straight for a few things. So hang with me for a millisec while I give you a news flash. First, I'm not a hero, I'm a superhero. And I'm not like those other vid guys. They may claim to be super, but I'm the original. Funny thing is, I didn't even want to be great. I just am. What else could I do? Once Dr. Robotnik went berserko, I had to save my friends. Lucky for them, I also saved the planet. Oh god. know we were just talking about Dragon Quest, and it has been a while since someone threw Gemmy at me. I love the Gem Slime. The Gem Slime is my favorite monster in Dragon Quest. Yeah, surprisingly not a dragon, although I do love Sortagon. Sortagon is really cool, and I wish they would put him in more Monsters games and not just have him be like a super early guy. Which is kind of why I really liked Dragon Quest Monsters 1, because you could make all the stats were like a bit more fair, and you could basically have anyone do whatever you wanted, which was a lot more fun. But then the stat changes in 2 made that not possible, and then the Joker games like completely revamped the system, and then now it's like completely different, and you can't really do that anymore. It makes me sad. Although I still haven't played the Dark Prince. I do want to play the Dark Prince. Ah! He-Man solo Superman. Yo, yeah. He-Man lore is also fucking insane. Because, like, Castle Grayskull contains, like, the entire energy of, like, the entirety of all the universes and multiverses, right? So, like, whoever is in charge of Castle Grayskull just has, like, infinite power, basically. Yeah, He-Man is also fucking silly. You're talking so much, make sure your throat isn't dry. Oh yeah, we've been doing a lot of reading today, don't worry. I have been hydrating. Darkling from the Netflix show, Strongest Muscle Mommy. Well, now I need to go look that up. You can't just tell me about a muscle mommy and not expect me to know what she looks like. Playing Mech Warrior 5 Mercenaries. Yeah, how's that been going? Here's Netflix one. Boop, 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 boop. Be-do-do-do-do. You know, that's a fun thought process. Who's my favorite muscle mommy? I would have to. And I'm obviously not going to cheat and like pick one of my own characters. That doesn't count. I know there's a tornado warning. You don't have to constantly tell me. Amazon S Queen. That's a good one. Or She-Hulk. Also a good one. The Amazon from Dragon's Crown is up there. Western Mecca, not Eastern, so closer to 10 8. Oh yeah, I was having a talk with like friends the other day about that. Yeah, I generally prefer, like, I don't mind, but I generally prefer like my mech stuff to be like heavier feeling. It doesn't need to be like super heavy, but I prefer like a heavier weightiness to it. Like, it feel in my brain, it just feels better when they're that way. I don't like fast mech games for the most part. Yeah, I think right now Amazon S from Dragon's Crown is probably leading, unless we include Poison from Street Fighter. If we're going to include, I'm not going to include Poison because she's not necessarily as muscular. But if we are including Poison, then Poison. It's absolutely Poison. It is with zero hesitation Poison. Power Girl. Power Girl is up there too. But yeah, I think the Amazon from Dragon's Crown is my lead so far. Which, side note, finally, Vanillaware is going to put the Muramasa remake on Steam with all of the DLC. Finally, Vanillaware put one of their games on PC. I nearly shat myself when I saw that. Poison mechs not only get to 138, include overdrive damage the next, but also light mechs are only about 30 tons. Yeah. Poison buff as fuck, of course she is. Yeah, but like, when I think muscle mommy, I think more than, because like, the problem with that, right, is that like, virtually every Street Fighter female character is like fit, but I wouldn't explicitly call them like muscular. Like, I would call Marissa a muscle mommy, right? Because her like stature and her muscularity is like a very strong distinction from the other female characters. You know what I mean? Like, there's levels to it, you know what I mean? And I don't want to pick anyone who's like a 5 or below on the muscle mommy scale, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't call anyone on like the 5 or below necessarily muscle mommy, unless we're like splitting hairs. But like, I like 5 or above, like I'm thinking like, oh yeah, that, yep. Heavy assault max up to 48. Yay. That's fun. I keep bringing it up like by chance. I should probably play it on stream one day. Cause off the randomness, like Fox sent me a like mech Souls-like game called Doll's Nest, and like I really enjoyed it because it basically had none of the things I hated about any of the Souls games, and like all the good stuff, and like all the good stuff that I liked about mech games. So I really enjoyed playing that game. Bro has standards, no wonder he's single. Listen, I'm not saying I wouldn't to both. I'm just saying, you know, there's a sliding scale of muscularness here, you know what I mean? Listen, as a great man once said, yeah, I just like girls. Also, I'm not single because I have standards. I'm single because I don't talk to strangers. Oh god, where was I while I was reading this? Okay, there, yeah. He saved the planet. Yeah! Second, about my speed. Lots of folks at Sega will tell you how they've sweated bits to bust my moves right through the sound barrier. Well, that's true, but they had some help. Don't want to hog any credit, but at the last nanosec, it was yours truly who pumped up the action. How did I do it? Check out the power sneakers for maxed out speed. Now everyone wears them at Sega. That would be fun. I want Sonic power sneakers. How much would a pair of soap seated must? How much would a pair of soap shoes cost? That's the real question. Okay, there are very cute model ones on Etsy, but I want like... Oh, those are very neat though. Oh, those are nice. Also, these are very expensive. Oh boy. We're talking like $80+. The frig is this music? This is the final boss theme from the Japanese Sonic CD. The Japanese soundtrack. Yeah, in case you haven't noticed, I made a separate Sonic music only playlist for stream today because we're reading this shit. Also, yeah, games where you can like blow off the opponent's weapons and take them are always fun. I should play Einhander on stream. That's fun. That's a shoot 'em up made by Square for the PlayStation 1 where you can do that. Einhander, everyone speaks German. You want to know my favorite fun fact in the Mech Warriors lore? Oh god. Damn, we're getting all the silly boss music today, aren't we? And last but not least, there's the hair. My hair. It's blue, it's cool, and it's natural. I don't believe it. Why the spikes? Simple aerodynamics. Well, you're a hedgehog. It's hard to put them in any other way. Ever try a supersonic spin attack without spikes? No. What is it like? Okay, so now you know all about me. The superhero status, the speed, the fabulous spikes. Let's talk about you. What are you waiting for? It's time to start cruising at supersonic speed. Have fun. Be the fastest and the greatest, like me. See you in the Green Hill Zone. General Motors is a cannon company in it, and they make mechs and weapons just like in real life. Oh, Lord. From washing machine to washing the fields of all inhabitable area away. Let's see, legal jargon. More legal jargon. Alright, more phone numbers that probably don't work anymore. We got a rewriting of the classic Good and Evil. They are not flat. They are, in fact, shapely. Shapely, just like the Hedgehogettes. Oh, wait a minute. These are new. Okay, we gotta read some of this. Oh, boy. Orphaned at an early age, Sonic grows up in the forest of Green Hill Zone and falls in with a clan of rambunctious animal friends. His friends teach him all the tricks they know, from Johnny Lightfoot the rabbit. Sonic learns how to outrun every creature in the forest, from Sally Acorn the squirrel. Sally Acorn mentioned. He learns how to jump incredible distances, and Porker Lewis, the pig, teaches him how to fear fire. Did you need a pig to teach you to be afraid of fire? I feel like that's something that could have just happened naturally. I don't think you needed a pig to tell you, yeah, fire is hot and hurts if you're not careful. What the fuck? Okay. So now we're Archie Comics. Oh yeah. Mind you, both of the drafts are given the same date. The exact same date. So I don't know. I guess whoever wrote it was just like in fucking flow state and like sent this one in like an hour later. Who fucking knows? God. Flicky, the blue bird, influences Sonic with her happy, fearless approach to life. Joe Sushi, the walrus, shows up to teach him how to dive and swim underwater. Again, no the fuck he didn't. You are a liar, game. Joe Sushi ain't teach him shit. And from Tux the penguin, Sonic picks up the skill of finding air bubbles underwater. That one I believe. Yeah, nothing's scarier than a 120-ton fucking mech moving at you at, like, train speeds. Now give it a gun. Most important of all, Chirps the chicken inadvertently helps Sonic develop the technique for a supersonic spin attack. As Chirps is learning to fly, he tumbles head over heels out the nest. Sonic teases Chirps by imitating him, but as he tumbles, Sonic builds up so much speed that he becomes a blur of quills and fur. Before Sonic knows it, he's drilled a hole through the side of a mountain. God fucking damn. Sonic meets Dr. Robotnik after accidentally tunneling into a secret underground lab. Robotnik, before he turns evil, befriends Sonic and lets Sonic visit from time to time to watch experiments. When Robotnik becomes evil, Sonic escapes from the lab, returns to the Green Hill Zone, and tries to warn his friends of the impending planetary disaster. It can be like Scout going up close circles around Heavy. Let's see, Sonic, good looking, agile, totally cool. Squills turn blue during an experiment, but you just said they were blue! Gave him the shoes, turns evil, got the spin attack, legions of mechanized warrior, crash through ships. Sonic can also swim underwater. Again, no the fuck he can't. Why do they keep saying that? Why do they keep lying to me? Actually, this is like extra funny because I'm pretty sure in real life hedgehogs are actually good swimmers. I'm sorry, search, what the fuck was that? I put in can H. Can herpes kill you? How many people? How many people are looking that up? How many people? Use condoms, please. Use contraceptive, please, for the love of God. Just use contraceptives. Yes, hedgehogs can swim and kite and quite well because their quills are filled with spines, and they are quite naturally buoyant, and they have very funny looking legs, which lets them swim well, which is good. They cannot swim underwater, and they cannot dive. However, they're also potatoes and might not know how to get out of pools sometimes, so you need to help them if that happens. I love hedgehogs. Hedgehogs are great. Born with herpes, damn, one of those, that always sucks. I fucking put in, I want to see some hedgehog swimming and I get a bunch of AI slop. I hate this. I just wanted to see hedgehogs swim. Not be reminded of a fucking planet dying. AI wishes it could write something as good as the Sonic Bible. Jesus Christ, it was fast. Let's see, good at running 360s, playing pinball in the traps. Trouble coming to a stop. Moves too fast to keep good balance. Can fall off cliffs. Happens to the best of us. Let's see, that's practically the same Hedgehog of action. Yes, very much the same. That's all practically the same. Alright, cool. Oh my god, the Shapely Hedgehog X line is still there! They were ready for it. They were ready for it. They were ready for all the Sonic furries that would be birthed since 1991. They knew. They knew. They like super knew. They super ultra mega knew. Fast footworks, cars, fast food, candy bars, burgers, tacos, nachos, fries, chocolate, cola. No espresso anymore, I guess. Yeah, it's the Sailor Moon background. I'm sad. The document is in the way. I can't see Mars. No fun. Bing, 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 bing. Let's see. Objectives in life. What do we got? Alright, that's all pretty much the same. Alright, gotta save our friends because we're lonely. And that sucks. Until his unfortunate accident with the amazing transforming machine, Dr. pronounced Evo. This is, without any hesitation, the only time I have ever seen anyone call that first name that. Everyone calls him Ivo. He in-game calls himself Ivo. I have never seen anyone refer to it as Evo Robotnik. Let's see, experiments, evil into the Chaos Emerald. He made an ATM machine, gets blasted by solar radiation. Gave Sonic some drip so his feet don't hurt, can't destroy them Tootsies. Irrevocably evil is, again, a very fun phrase. Yes, trim, once a trim, muscular hunk of a man is still there. I very much appreciate that. Again, why do they call him, why do they say that? Why do they still say he smells like a rotten egg? I don't like that. That's very mean. Leave him alone. Even the Sonic fan games have fantastic music. Let's see. Still has every scientific credential from all 11 universities on Mobius. Still wants a ceramic neural network. Still loves his eggs. And still eats them raw. Blech. We must dominate nature, like I want poison to dominate me. I mean... See, that's all the same. Sonic's friends. Sonic's main buddies are Johnny Lightfoot, Sally Acorn, Perker Lewis, Chirps Tux, Flicky the Bluebird, and Joe Sushi. Each comes from a large family, and each is playful and friendly. Sonic's pals make their home in the forest of Green Hill Zone. The robotic on the rampage, however, they and their families have been scattered throughout the 6 zones, turning into mechanized warriors who try to destroy Sonic or held captive and steal tanks to the border of each zone. Sonic releases his friends from captivity or robot down there, bound to Wangley. Alright, that was the same, other than their names. Let's see, the Robots are still doing the same Robot stuff. Alrighty, so a lot of this new one is the new stuff here is just going to be like the oh shit, we're getting the actual like color description of what they're fucking like explaining here. Like they gave us the fucking coordinates. Damn. That's neat. Oh, we still don't have any of these. I'm sad. We get Robotnik's colors. Alright, so the big thing here that's going to be different is everything after art direction. Like, logo identification! Incorporate Sonic the Hedgehog into the logo. Can be reproduced in full, 2 or 1 color versions. Always use the Sonic the Hedgehog logo as shown. It's not shown in here. I don't know what it looks like. You didn't even show me. Always separate the logo from other graphic elements, including your logo, in the product design or packaging. A space equal to 15% if the logo size is usually enough to keep elements from competing with one another. Ah! The Sonic myth. Alrighty. We're fresh now. Alright, before we get here, let me use the bathroom really quick. And we will be right back and probably finish this. Good lord, this has been a bit. Alrighty, I am back. I also have a pork chop because I only had like a little bit of macaroni when dinner was done, and yeah, something that I can actually eat is nice. Should probably make baked ziti next time. That sounds good. Alrighty. A tale told quickly is a tale told well. No, the fuck it's not! Wait, hold on! Depends on what kind of fucking tale. Well, at least according to Sonic. Since this is Sonic's Bible, we'll comply with his wishes and tell this story briefly, immediately following the myth, to help bring the characters of Sonic and Robotnik alive. We'll include 3 snapshot scenes from the story. Each scene is cued in bold letters from within the story. You may want to read the story straight through, or pause when you hit a scene to detour the scene, then return to the story. That reminds me, actually, like, I'm pretty sure, let me double check this, actually, because if I remember correctly, I was, like, not doing research, I was doing a thing, and I learned that, like, HIV treatment is, like, so good. Like, the advancements have been, like, so fucking strong that, like, I'm pretty sure we're at, like, 99 something. Like, 99%, like 0.99, like, to the decibels of, like, getting, like, it basically being, like, gone when you take your medication, which is insane. Yeah, that's fucking incredible. Like, and obviously, like, the earlier you detect it and know it, the better. But yeah, it is, like, insanely... It's so ridiculously advanced that, like, you could basically, like... You should still reasonably tell people, obviously, this to be safe, but... yeah, it has gotten, like, very, very, very good, which is amazing. I kind of stumbled upon it accidentally. Like, I was doing one of those, like, fucking, like, polls. Yes, it still mutates like crazy, which is why, like, you know, they still have to do constant treatment. Don't get it twisted. But, like, it is very good. Yeah, it is at the point where people who take their medications will have undetectable levels of HIV, and undetectable levels are not high enough to spread it to other people at all. It will still appear on a test, but it is explicitly a test that is meant to find HIV, right? But it is not enough to actually, like, spread to other people at all, which is insane. God, science is fascinating. I was always an earth science person, but, like, medical science is also neat, mostly because I like crystals and shit. Because I think they're pretty. You know, I grew up playing Sonic the Hedgehog, so it's probably not a surprise that I like crystals. And dragons, who usually have, like, ample amounts of treasures and shit, so again, probably not a surprise. I just wanted to touch shark. Me too! Sharks are fun! God, it's been a while since I've been to an aquarium or a zoo. But also, not gonna lie, I've always been good with animals. I probably would be that one motherfucker that like ends up petting the animals at a zoo that I probably shouldn't be petting. Yeah, I love this song. Like I don't love like you know, unsurprisingly, like most people, to be quite honest, like I'm not exactly the biggest fan of Sonic 4. I think it's fine, but I think some of the songs would definitely work for what they were trying. This one being Oil Desert is absolutely one of those. I think everything in Oil Desert works out really well. The worst thing about like seasoning like meat, we use this seasoning called sazon, which is really fucking orange, and it will stain your nails for like the next 3 days. So now my nails look like I just like got done fingering the Lorax or something. Where were we? The story begins on the planet Mobius at an unspecified point in time in space. Sonic the Hedgehog, an orphan, grows up in the Spores friends at Green Hill Zone. He picks up different skills and characteristics from all of them, not all of them good: speed, cleverness, stubbornness, cockiness, blah 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 blah. Yeah. And forest smarts. Yes, like my favorite being of the fox and the grapes. Avid explorer, Taro's into Ovi Kintabor's lab, trying to get rid of evil. Put all of the evil into 6 jewels containing the ultimate power. I mean, install a bunch of computers everywhere. They become friends. He be going fast. Breaks the sound barrier. Gives him some drip. He changes colors. Oh, wait, this is different. One fateful afternoon, Kentabor is taking a break from his experiments with the ATM. Sonic is hanging out nearby, reading a comic book. When Kentabor suggests they have a snack, Sonic raids the lab refrigerator, but finds only a single hard-boiled egg. He takes it out and sniffs. P.U. Sure you want to eat this? I think it's rotten, Sonic says, handing the egg to Kentabor. Unfortunately, at this precise moment, a wave of solar radiation bursts through a hole in the ozone layer, again, die, and hits the lab. Several astonishing things happen. 1. Sonic tries to grab Kentabor and dive behind the leaded shed base of the ATM, but succeeds only in crashing both of them into the ATM. The ATM goes bananas and zaps the Chaos Emeralds, Kentabor, and the rotten egg in his hand. ATM begins to transfer some of the evil stored in the Chaos Emeralds over to Kentabor, changing him into the evil Dr. Ivo Robotnik. Robotnik immediately takes on the physical characteristics of the egg, bloating to grotesque proportions. Again, why are they being mean to him? And the radiation blast blows up the ATM, scattering its golden rings throughout the zones. How many rings did he have in this motherfucker? You know how many rings there are in Sonic? That son of a bitch just has a bajillion rings everywhere. Ooh, that'd be fun to watch. A Sonic 1 ring attack. Yay. Also, that was a good pork chop. Yay. Good job, me. I only wish people thawed it earlier. Like I wrote down on the post-it board. I swear, next time that happens, I'm just gonna like not cook. The formerly good Kintobor is now the hopelessly evil Robotnik, megalomaniacal who wants to control all the Mobius, and Robotnik is no dummy. He quickly realizes to succeed, he must destroy the only creature who knows his scientific secrets, Sonic! Scene 3. Wait, Scene 3? Wait, what? Oh, that was Scene 2. I got lost for a moment. He lunges at Sonic, tries to capture him, but Sonic is too fast. Takes one look at Robotnik, makes tracks for safety. Back in Green Hill, Sonic tries to find his friends and warn about Robotnik. Hold on. As for the Chaos Emeralds, Robotnik makes them into satellites and launches them into orbit over Mobius. Circling high above the planet, the Emeralds enhance Robotnik's power over Mobius. As an added precaution, he launches a psychedelic warp of confusion secret zone around each emerald. Only the Gray Emerald can neutralize the forces of Chaos Emerald and render them harmless. Without his friends, Sonic is miserable. He decides he must fight his way through zones to find Robotnik and destroy him, and in doing so, free his friends. On the way, he tries to recover the Chaos Emeralds from the warps of confusion. So, I don't know why. Something about calling them warps of confusion just bothers me. It just reminds me of SpongeBob. Like, warps of confusion. I mean, it's accurate. The Sonic 1 special stages are certainly something. Ah, I see. Let's see. So this is like an extended version of what was in the first document, because that wasn't in the second document for some reason. Yeah, he's no longer from Nebraska anymore, which, you know, rip, we lost the real one. Sorry, Hardly Nebraska. You know, I guess the Sonic lore doesn't care about Nebraska as much as they should have. It's not your fault. Once again, hits him with the fucking fucking translatinator, transmicbobulator. Still digging for emeralds. Start digging in your butt, twin. Dr. K. There's a lot of Dr. K's. I personally prefer Professor K. That one's my favorite. See, hanging around, building up speed. Yeah, so this is just a more fleshed out version of what was in the first document. It's neat. 761 miles per hour. Rotund figure sprawled across the floor. Again, that's so fucking funny to me. Alright, we're shooting some emeralds into space. No one will ever find the gray emerald. Nuh-uh! Alrighty. Go to the 6 zones of Mobius. Don't get pile drived by robots unless they're into that sort of thing. Here we go. Guide to the zones. These are all new because these are all actual gameplay thingies that they're planning on doing. We'll take you to a guided tour of Mobius and the Sonic the Hedgehog game, describing the environment, background, foes, contraptions, and weapons, and helpful objects that are unique to each zone. Certain objects are found throughout the 6 zones of Mobius, like rings scattered during the explosion of the amazing transforming machine. They protect Sonic when touched or attacked by an enemy. Lamp post to save the progress in zones. Yeah. PCs, I don't remember them being called that. They always, I know that that's what they were talking about. I kind of figured it out, but like, aren't they just the monitors? Bro had entire PCs built in those. He is crazy. Information network throughout Mobius, a public bulletin board service. Anyone with information or ideas leading to the discovery of the Gray Emerald was encouraged to post messages on the bulletin board. After the accident with the ATM and Robotnik, the bulletin board information was wiped out. In its place, inexplicably, magical objects are now contained with each PC. Technically speaking, we confess that we do not know why or how or by whom these objects were crammed into these PCs. We do know that by smashing them open, Sonic can release these objects and enjoy their benefits. Sure. Objects hidden in PCs are super rings, which give him 10 rings at once, shields, which let him keep his rings even when attacked, power sneakers to run even faster, 1-ups, which give you an extra chance to complete the game, which is, like, correct, but I've never seen a 1-up described that way before, and it feels weird. Invincibility boost, which temporarily keeps Sonic safe from attack, but not from deadly contraptions. That means you can still get crushed or fall off of the level. Guide to the zones. Green Hill Zone. A lush green landscape with a background of waterfalls, ocean, cliffs, mountains, hedges, and blue sky. In the foreground are palm trees, flowers, totem poles, tunnels, giant loops, and plateaus. Contraptions and weapons include crumbling cliffs, floating chunks of ledges, log bridges with spikes, swinging log platforms, and jump stands. Ending sequence. In the Egg-O-Matic, Robotnik chases Sonic with a wrecking ball. Sweetway 1-Up was an evil clone. Of fucking course it was. We can't have normal shit here. Marble Zone. Environment, subterranean and dungeon-like with brick walls. Windows for with bars, fire pits, lava beds, tunnels. In the background are ancient temple ruins, mountains, blue sky with clouds, torches, and a forested area. Contraptions and weapons include hidden rooms, rivers of lava, volcanic eruptions, spikes, crushers with spikes, fireballs, crushers without spikes, floating blocks, and jump stands. Ending sequence. Robotnik drops fireballs which spread out and catch the ground afire. Sonic has to jump a fire pit while trying to crash Robotnik's spaceship. God. Spring Yard Zone, my favorite from Sonic 1. Replete with tunnels, loops, flashing lights, grinders and blocks, grids, half loops, pillars, and the background of purple mountains, a city skyline, clouds, and green hedges. These could, you know, hold on, wait, since we're talking about it, we need to. What the hell is this order? Hold on. Order. There we go. Contraptions and weapons, floating barrels, hidden rooms, float spiked wrecking balls, half loops, bumpers, and jump stands. There's a lot of jump stands all over the place. Robotnik fights Sonic on a bridge of blocks over a chasm. As they fight, Robotnik uses his spaceship to lower a spike, which he skewers blocks and removes them. And then there's labyrinth. An intricate maze with above and underwater passageways and tunnels. Yay. Dungeon-like chasms, seaweed, bubbles, pipes, and stalagmites in the background are blocks studded with gargoyles. Yay. Contraptions and weapons like waterfalls strategically place spikes in a variety of shapes. Variety? I need a nap. Variety of shapes. Rising tides, caverns in which Sonic can become trapped in and run out of air. 3 prolonged spears that rise up suddenly, spiked balls on rotating chains, air bubbles, and conveyor belts. Calling an air bubble a contraption is something. That doesn't sound right. Ending sequence. Sonic must chase Robotnik up a tall chasm while avoiding spears and keeping his balance. Bum, 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 bum. Anyway, Starlight Zone. A world of pipes, construction zones, sawhorses, potted plants, tunnels, large loops, chasms, and flashing lights. In the background is a cityscape with modern high-rises, brick panels, a starry night sky, and girder towers. These include fireballs, crumbling bridges, loops, a fan, just one. That's it, no more. Girder bridges that retract. Half of the spiked wrecking ball pendulum, just half of it, we don't need more than that. Seesaws, jump stands, which are not the last thing anymore, spring pads, and floating girders. Robotnik drops exploding spike bombs. Sonic must hop on seesaws to lob back the bombs. And then, Scrap Brain Zone, a totally mechanical world of metal and glass, with tunnels, loops, elevators, control panels, pipes, electrical gizmos, that's always a fun word, and flashing blocks and tubes. These include grinding wheels which Sonic has to run around, electrical shockers, retracting bridges, drawbridges, elevators, floating blocks which rotate, doors which open and close, buzzsaws, tubes, floating conveyor belts, swinging spike balls, crushing pounders, jets of flame, jump stands, and spring pads. Have they not mentioned spring pads in all of these? Because there's spring pads in like every level. They haven't. Ending sequence. Robotnik fights Sonic in the final zone. You're not going to explain how? You're just going to go straight to final zone. Okay, well I don't have final zone's music, so we're just going to have to deal with, oh yeah, while we were doing that, we kind of... Sorry, Marble Zone. Oh, it's not your fault. Here you go. And then here you go, Green Hill Zone. Anyway, environment, same as Scrap Brain, contraptions, electrical zappers, and pounding elevators. Robotnik plays an elevator shell game with Sonic. Sonic must hit Robotnik's elevator to destroy him, while electric spark bombs fall at him. At the same time, he must keep his balance and avoid being crushed by the elevators. When Sonic destroys the Eggomatic, Robotnik escapes by running away. Okay, good. They are going to talk about this one. And then finally, the Warps of Confusion, the Special Zones, or Secret Zones. The Warps of Confusion are surreal bonus rounds occurring after each zone is successfully completed. Sonic rolls around and bounces off the walls of a huge maze which rotates 360 degrees. The background is a hypnotic, floating, Escher-style pattern of birds and fish and geometric shapes. Within each warp is a Chaos Emerald. I do like Sonic 1 special stages a lot, though. And the music. And that is it. That right there is the Sonic Bible. Jesus Christ, it's gonna be fucking 2 hours and 51 minutes to read this. After skipping shit. So I advise anyone who plans on reading this in the future, for the love of God, unless you want some Hardy Nebraska lore, just read the draft number 2. With that will be all for now. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you'll come around for next time. Next time being tomorrow, where we will also be doing something silly. We're going to be watching some killer movies. That is a hint. We're going to be watching some killer movies. They will be very fun. With that, I'm going to go relax with friends now. Thank you! Later!